How do you see yourself? And how do you think other people see you? Hi everyone, great to see you again. These Mondays do come around real quick. I hope you had a great weekend, and if you're not already subscribed to this channel, please make sure that you do and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of our other videos. So like I said, my question today is, how do you see you? And how do you think other people see you? Do you think this self-perception stops you from doing certain things, stops you from going certain places, or even stops you from talking to certain people? Do you think that this self-perception that you have, your current self-perception, is holding you back from going forward or succeeding? Now, of course, generally, self-perception gives us an awareness. It gives us an awareness of who we are and where we are, or who we think we are and where we think we are in the world. A healthy self-perception allows us to reflect and look at things, as well as understand them a little bit better. However, what if our self-perception is a negative one? Now, we must recognize that our self-perception affects how we communicate with ourselves, but also how we communicate with other people. Having the correct self-perception is vital in understanding our value and of course our worth in order to succeed. An unhealthy self-perception can have an impact on our self-esteem. So what leads us to an unhealthy self-perception? A number of negative interactions or negative comments can of course have an effect. This can affect how we feel, it will affect how we interact, it can make us feel last, it can make us feel unwanted and uncounted. These kind of events can have a long-standing effect on how we see the world and make us feel that there's actually something wrong with us when there isn't. Unfortunately, we tend to focus on the negative interactions, and we often forget or dismiss the positive ones. As a result, we develop this negative self-perception of ourselves. And this, of course, can bring a sense of shame and can even make it difficult for us to understand where we fit into this world. This can lead to self-destruction and a need to punish ourselves every step of the way, simply because we don't feel that we deserve anything good. What we need to remind ourselves is this negative self-perception is very much driven by the opinions of others. It is these others that is setting our self-worth and of course our placement within the world. So what can we do? One particular thing that we can do is have a conscious look at ourselves, look at who we are and of course what we stand for. Gather evidence that confirms that you are a good person, as well as evidence that shows that these opinions or the thoughts that you currently have really do not stack up. I'll give you an example. So for me, I was about 8 years old when my parents separated, and I was going through a pretty rough time. I made the conscious decision not to share this with other people. I didn't want to show that vulnerability. However, it had a big impact on my schooling at the time. I was failing class, I wasn't able to keep up with projects and have them completed. One particular day, as a punishment, because my teachers did not understand, they didn't know what was going on for me, I was made in an assembly to stand up for all to see. And the other students around me were told that for this day, they weren't to interact or talk with me. And this was to be my punishment for not completing my work. This led me to feel that I was a failure. It made me feel that I was dumb and that I had no real value. And ultimately, I had been abandoned by all those around me. These feelings followed me around for many years, until one day that I took that conscious look at myself. I was able to retrain my self-perception I was able to gather evidence and look around, and it was quite obvious to me. Since those days, I had received 4 different parchments from university, so surely I'm not done. And of course, when I looked around and looked at the people that I'm close to, I saw that I actually really mattered to those people. In the end, I realised that I'd only ever been abandoned by all those that really didn't matter anyway. Now I'm far from perfect, and that's just the way I want it to be. However, my self-perception shows me that I'm a lot better than I thought I was. This has enabled me to be able to get out there, talk to people that I didn't think that I could talk to, do things that I never thought that I could do. Never thought I could do this, that's for sure. So I ask you to do the same thing. I ask you to have that conscious conversation or look at yourself. Gather that information, gather that evidence, and prove to yourself that you are actually a lot better than you think. Let other people see you shine. I want you to see and feel that you have value and you have greatness, regardless of what other people may think. So change that self-perception. I see greatness in you, as do others. It's about time you did too. I want you to take action. I want you to be that action, and I want you to do it every day. Look forward to seeing you next Monday. Join us on Facebook, join us on Twitter and Instagram, and we'll see you then. How do you think this self-perception? Now we must recognize that a self and having the correct and we'll go from there.